behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Paul Mash TV. Paul Mash TV.
Well, hello everybody, it's Paul Mash TV time once again. We're glad that you could join us today. Got another great interview coming up for you in just a moment, but before we get into that, don't forget, there's that subscribe button and the bell. Just click them both and you'll get notified whenever there's a new interview. And use our comment section, we love to hear what you think. And go to facebook.com/Paul Mash TV, which is our Facebook page, and feel free to like the page and inbox us and comment and everything you see. We'd love to hear from you there. And if you'd like to contact us via email, you can do that by going to paulmashtv, all one word, @gmail.com. And you can use that not just if you're a band or solo artist wanting to be on the show, but you can use that if you're a fan as well. We'd love to hear from you there. And also go to Roku channel Small World TV, and every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central, we're going to have one of my episodes on there. And we'll recap all of this in the closing credits at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. From London, England, we have Iain Sparks. He's a Roy Orbison tribute, and Roy has always been one of my favorite singers. And I know you're going to like him and the song that we have at the end of the interview, so we'll get to that in a second, but here's another quick word from Click Jam, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
We got history, got me feeling the nostalgia when you look at me, thinking about what could.
Alright everybody, it's interview time, and with us from London, England, we have Iain Sparks, and he's a Roy Orbison tribute, and we're going to speak to him for a few minutes. Thanks for coming on the show, Iain.
Thanks for having me. So hello to everybody in America.
Well, we appreciate that, and we're happy to have you here today. Why don't we start by the obvious? I mean, obviously, when you have all that outfit on, you look just like Roy Orbison. Is that pretty much how it started for you, or does it go deeper than that? Tell us in your own words.
It's an amazing story, because when I used to be a chef, and I'd cooked for Frank Sinatra, Richard Gere, the Queen in Buckingham Palace, film studios, and all over the place. And what happened was, when I finished my performing arts course, I'd got myself a little job in a little hotel in Mayfair, and Bill Kenwright, who was doing the West End show at the time, phoned me up at the hotel and asked me if I wanted to audition for Only the Lonely, the Roy Orbison show in the West End. And I said, yeah, I'd love to, because that would have been my debut in theatre. It was amazing, really. And I said, what part do you want me to play? And, they said, Roy Orbison. And I fell over laughing. I said, this is a wind-up. This is one of my friends, right? Phoning up for a gag. And they said, no, it's sincerely genuine. I said, well, I don't look like Roy Orbison. And he said, well, I've got my hand over your hair and your eyes on your photograph that's in front of me. And I'm imagining you with black hair and sunglasses, and you are the spitting image of Roy Orbison, which was a shock. And I said, well, I don't sing like Roy Orbison. And he said, well, it says in your CV, you're an expert singer. Are you or aren't you? So I said, yeah, but it takes a bit more than being an expert singer to do Roy Orbison, Mm. And he said, look, it's 1,500 quid a week if you get it. Do you want to come to the audition or not? So I said, where have I got to go? So I went to his office that evening and auditioned. Did a very, very casual audition in his office. And this is the amazing thing. Just before I took the phone call, whose lunch do you think I just prepared? Barbara Orbison was staying in the hotel, and I'd cooked her lunch and then taken a phone call from Bill Kenwright asking me if I wanted to audition for the West End show. And that kind of set me off, really. it was a big shock to me, but yeah, very quickly realized that it was something I could do, and I excelled, because my voice was perfectly lined up for Roy Orbison.
Yeah, that must have been an interesting treat meeting Barbara Orbison. I'm sure she was a nice.
She was a nice lady. All the staff in the hotel told me that she was a very nice lady, lovely lady. But you know what? I never actually met her, and I prepared lunch for her. She was staying there for months at a time. Eventually, she bought a flat in the area, but I never actually met her. That's the amazing thing, because it was all delivered to the restaurant, and I would imagine she never even knew that I was auditioning to play the part of Roy Orbison. And I thought, wow, I could probably make a living out of this. So I put the show up in about 1996, I think it was. And I never thought that I would become the international, sort of touring artist that I'd become, and I've been on BBC TV with Westlife, standing in for Roy Orbison on a show called Duets Impossible, where they take old footage of a legendary artist, and then they mix it to make it look like that artist is on stage doing with a modern act. And I was on telly doing Pretty Woman with Westlife, and of course within a very few short years, I toured all over the world. I've been to the Emirates, in Arabia, all over Europe, Scandinavia, Canada, and of course Australia with the 20-piece orchestra. So it was a shock. It was a shock, and I never thought that I'd still be here today doing it 25 years later. Roy Orbison never goes away. He's a stayer. He really is.
Yeah, that's quite a career. 25 years of doing that. I'm sure you're happy with what you've been doing, and hope you can keep strong for a little bit longer there, Iain.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit of a veteran artist, really. But when I did my performing arts course, I did intensive vocal training with two of the top vocal coaches in the UK, and I kind of kept up my discipline and and kept developing my voice over the years. And kept up with my exercises and developing my voice, and I'm the best singer I've ever been in my life right now, and I could sing anything really. So Roy Orbison is probably one of the most difficult artists to sing vocally, particularly if you're going to do all those big songs like Crying in the original key. There's some serious notes that you've got to hit. And I'm able to do that, and then now more than ever, it's become easy for me now. I used to make it look effortless, but now it actually is, which is very satisfying. My satisfaction every year isn't about being a big star or being the best this or whatever. It is for me. It's just getting better every year.
Okay, well, that's good. What were some of the artists that you grew up with that you kind of liked? I mean, besides Roy.
I mean, I've always been a music lover. Obviously, as a kid, I listened to Elvis, but my music taste really, really developed at quite an early age. So I was into everything from Eric Clapton and Cream, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Sam Cooke, The Temptations, Al Green, loads of everything. I love everything. And nowadays, my regular shows involve everything from reggae. I don't tend to go too near rock and roll these days, because I don't really see Roy Orbison and really connected with his music. When you take those first 4 albums in the early '60s, it was kind of different to everything else. And with Roy Orbison, after a few years of examining his music and his songwriting styles, I realized that his music was unique because he was a massive moviegoer. And so he'd go to all the movies, and it's the movie music, all the orchestras and the strings and the dramatic dun 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 dun, all that kind of thing with the strings. but then when you look into it, I used to think it was flamenco, but actually coming from Texas, you know, looking into it, he was kind of like a mixture of movie music and mariachi. He was a bit like a mariachi band because he's very funky. Although all the songs on those albums were very kind of laid back and kind of Western English, anglicized. Actually, it was mariachi, very heavily influenced from mariachi, and the fact that he used to go to see lots of movies all the time, you know. And he's been a fantastic inspiration to me as a singer and an artist and a writer as well.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Well, why don't you tell everybody exactly how they can contact you and where they can email you, or maybe if you have any songs you could download or something, maybe you could tell us that as well.
Sure. I mean, if you just there's loads of live videos of all the different things I do. If you go to Iain Sparks, and it's Iain with 2 I's, it's Iain, Iain Sparks, Orbison tribute. You can pick me up on Facebook. There's loads of videos on that page. Another Facebook page is called UK Tributes. You can contact me through there. And I've got lots of media. You can go to royorbison-tributeshow.com, and that's my website. There's good media on there as well. But if you just look for Iain Sparks on YouTube, and there's Iain Sparks on YouTube, there's tons of videos of everything that I do on there. So I don't know what we're on. We're over on Zoom. Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah. Good. Good. Yeah.
Okay. Well, everybody go out there and email Iain there. I'm sure he would love to talk to you about his work and so forth. And right now, speaking of videos, I guess we're getting ready to play this music video of yours. It's Roy Orbison's cover of "Only the Lonely," and I think it's done very well done. Is there a reason behind you picked this song? I mean, is it one of your favorites, or is it just?
It is one of my favorites, but you see, the thing is when I'm doing my shows, I always open up with "Only the Lonely" because the backing vocal is such a massive part of the song. So the intro fades away, and then it comes into the backing vocals. So people's expectations are raised, and they hear the beautiful backing vocal intro, and they go, "Oh gosh," you know. But then when I come out on stage, and then you get that stop, and then I come in and I go, "Only the Lonely," and that just brings the house down. And then the audience is in my hand. Then I could do anything I want with them after that. And then of course you go through all the big songs like "Running Scared," "Crying," "It's Over," with all those big high note crescendos, and it's just being on a big stage in a theatre or it is my fabulous night. I can't lose with an audience that's paid good money to come and see me, and they've already decided that they want to like me before they've even come, and when you get that combination, it's always a wonderful night for me. I love audiences like that.
Well, that's good. Yeah, and obviously I did watch it. You do a very good job. You're probably just as good as Roy, if not better. So
I think if a lot of people, say the biggest criticism I get or compliment, depending on which way you look at it, is people say that I'm accuse me of miming to Roy. But if I was better, that would be kind of missing the point. So I don't think it's possible to be better. So when people accuse me of miming, then that makes me smile. That's the biggest compliment I can get. I get that all the time. And yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll watch that in just a moment. But thanks again, Iain, for being on the show. We're glad to have you today, and maybe you can come back on our show sometime and plug something new for us.
Absolutely, because I don't just do Roy Orbison. I do Van Morrison. I do Simply Red, and I do a lot of my own stuff as well. And in fact, actually, I wrote 6 songs in the style of Roy Orbison, and one of them was a top 10 in the Euro chart and beat Travis Tritt that month. And I think the Mavericks were in the mix somewhere there as well. I can't remember. It's a bit of a while ago now. But yeah, I was very surprised to top Travis Tritt. Personally, I thought his song was better. But yeah, very flattered and pleased to get a top 10 in the Euro chart. And that's a song called "You're Not Alone." And I think that's if you search my name and "You're Not Alone," you'll find that on SoundCloud and other places. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get right to the song here. Here is "Only the Lonely" by Iain Sparks as Roy Orbison, and we'll be back in just a moment. Don't go away.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Hello, Australia. All right.
Dum, 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 dum.
Only the lonely know the way I feel tonight. Only the lonely know this feeling ain't right. Oh, there goes my baby. There goes my heart. They're gone forever, so far apart. But only the lonely know I cry. Only the lonely. Oh yeah. Only the lonely know the heartaches I've been through. Only the lonely know I cry for you. Maybe tomorrow a new romance